What if the reason your fuel bill is so high isn't just the price at the pump? What if a big part of it is what happens during the miles between each fill-up? A lot of drivers will cross town to save 5 cents per gallon, then waste more fuel than that with unnecessary idling, aggressive acceleration, bad route planning, or repeated short trips. Over a year, that difference can become serious. For households with long commutes, multiple vehicles, pickups, SUVs, or heavy stop-and-go driving, inefficient habits can mean hundreds of extra dollars spent on fuel, sometimes much more. But here's the important part. There is no magic button that cuts every driver's fuel bill in half. If you already drive efficiently, maintain your vehicle, and have a fixed commute, a 50% reduction may be unrealistic. But if your routine includes unnecessary trips, long idling, high-speed cruising, aggressive driving, low tire pressure, and poor route planning, you may have far more waste to eliminate than you realize. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 10 biggest ways drivers waste fuel without realizing it, and the #1 method that can dramatically reduce fuel spending for the people wasting the most. And no, it's not a fuel additive. It's not a secret gas station trick. And it's not a device you plug into your car. It's much simpler. Number 10. Carrying weight and drag you don't need. You leave a roof box installed all year. Your pickup bed is full of tools you rarely use. Your trunk is carrying bags, boxes, sports equipment, and things you forgot were there. Most drivers don't think twice about it, but your engine does. Every extra pound requires energy to move, especially during acceleration. Now add aerodynamic drag. A roof rack, cargo box, or large item sitting in the airflow makes the engine work harder at highway speed. At low speeds, aerodynamic drag matters less. At interstate speeds, it becomes much more important. The faster you go, the more power the vehicle needs to push through the air. So a rooftop carrier that made sense for a vacation may not make sense 6 weeks later during your daily commute. The fix is simple. Remove unnecessary cargo. Take off external racks and carriers when you don't need them. When practical, you don't have to strip the vehicle down. Just stop carrying things you never use. The savings vary by vehicle and driving conditions, but this is one of the easiest efficiency improvements you can make. Free, immediate, and the next one is even more common, because a tire can look perfectly fine and still be costing you money. Number 9. Ignoring tire pressure. Your tires look normal. No warning light, no obvious problem, so you assume the pressure is fine. Careful, underinflated tires create more rolling resistance. The tire deforms more as it rolls, and your engine has to work harder just to keep the vehicle moving. More resistance means more energy required. More energy means more fuel burned. The exact effect depends on the vehicle, the tire, the pressure difference, and how you drive. But the principle is simple. Your engine should not be wasting fuel because the tires are working against it. And no, the correct pressure is not the maximum PSI molded into the tire sidewall. Use the pressure listed by the vehicle manufacturer, usually on the placard inside the driver's door jamb or in the owner's manual. Check pressure when the tires are cold. And don't overinflate them trying to chase MPG. That can reduce traction, change handling, affect ride quality, and cause uneven wear. Fuel savings are never worth compromising safety. A basic tire pressure gauge costs very little. The check takes a few minutes, and unlike miracle fuel products, this is simple physics. Reduce unnecessary resistance, and the vehicle needs less energy to move. But the next habit can waste fuel every morning before you even leave the driveway. Number 8. Warming up the car by idling too long. It's cold outside. You start the car. Then you go back inside. 10 minutes later, the engine is still sitting there burning fuel. A lot of drivers believe this protects the engine. With many modern gasoline vehicles, long warm-up idling is usually unnecessary. That doesn't mean starting a freezing engine and immediately driving aggressively. The better approach for many vehicles is simple. Start the engine. Give it a brief moment to stabilize. Then drive gently until it reaches normal operating temperature. Why? Because an idling engine is burning fuel while traveling 0 miles. Your MPG at that moment is effectively 0. And a cold engine is generally less efficient than a fully warmed engine. Driving gently puts useful load on the engine and often helps it warm more efficiently than sitting for a long time doing nothing. The exact recommendation can vary, especially in extreme weather, so follow the owner's manual. But unnecessary idling happens everywhere. Drive-through lines, school pickup, parking lots, waiting outside stores, sitting in the driveway checking your phone. A minute here may not matter much. Repeated every day, it becomes real fuel. Cut unnecessary idle time, not at the expense of safety. Just stop treating idling like free energy, because it isn't. Number 7. Aggressive acceleration and unnecessary braking. The light turns green. Hard acceleration. 50 yards later, the next light is red. Hard braking. Then you do it again. This is one of the most expensive driving patterns in normal traffic. To accelerate a vehicle, the engine has to add energy. That energy comes from fuel. Then you hit the brakes. In a conventional vehicle, much of the kinetic energy you just paid to create becomes heat at the brakes. Gone. Then you buy that energy again at the next green light. Accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake. That's why two drivers in the same vehicle can get very different fuel economy on the same commute. It's energy management. The solution is not to accelerate painfully slowly. The goal is smooth, moderate acceleration. Get up to speed without unnecessary throttle. Then maintain momentum. Look farther ahead. If traffic is slowing, ease off earlier. If the light is clearly red, there's no advantage in racing toward it just to brake harder. You already paid for the speed. Every unnecessary hard brake throws some of that energy away. Fuel economy is not only about how much fuel the engine burns. It's also about how much useful movement you get from the fuel you already burned. And the next habit matters especially on highways. Number 6. Driving faster than necessary. Most drivers know higher speeds can use more fuel, but many underestimate why. At highway speed, the engine is fighting air. Aerodynamic drag increases significantly as speed rises. That means driving substantially faster can require noticeably more power. More power means more fuel. This matters even more in pickups, large SUVs, and vehicles with roof racks or cargo boxes. You're pushing a large shape through the air. The faster you go, the more expensive that job becomes. There is no single perfect fuel-saving speed for every vehicle. Gearing, engine design, aerodynamics, terrain, wind, and traffic all matter, but unnecessarily high cruising speed usually costs fuel. The few minutes you think you're saving may not justify the extra fuel consumed. Cruise control can help on relatively flat roads by maintaining steady speed. But in rolling terrain, some systems may use aggressive throttle to hold an exact speed uphill. The simple rule is this: use a reasonable cruising speed. Avoid unnecessary speed changes. Follow speed limits. And understand that aerodynamic drag pushes fuel use upward as speed rises. We're halfway there. Everything so far improves how efficiently your vehicle uses fuel. But you can have excellent driving technique and still waste money if you're driving miles you never needed to drive. That's why the final 5 change the way you should think about fuel economy. Number 5. Ignoring basic maintenance. This is where drivers start blaming gas prices for problems their own vehicle is creating. The check engine light is on. The spark plugs are overdue. The engine is running slightly rough, but the car still moves, so they keep driving. That can get expensive. A modern engine depends on accurate airflow, proper ignition, clean combustion, and correct sensor data. When those systems start drifting, fuel economy can suffer. Worn spark plugs can reduce combustion quality. Faulty sensors can send inaccurate information to the engine computer. The result may be poor performance and wasted fuel. But don't start replacing random parts. Diagnose the problem first. An OBD2 scan can identify stored trouble codes, but a code is a clue. It's not always proof that the component named in the code has failed. The same applies to air filters. A severely restricted filter can create problems, but replacing a perfectly clean filter every few thousand miles won't magically improve MPG. The goal is simple. Keep the vehicle operating correctly, use the proper oil, fix warning lights, maintain spark plugs according to schedule. Keep tire pressure correct. Investigate noticeable changes in performance or fuel economy. A small maintenance problem is easier to fix than spending extra money on fuel for months because the engine is running inefficiently. But the next habit creates waste before the trip has even properly started. Number 4. Taking repeated short trips with a cold engine. You drive 2 miles to the store. Come home. An hour later, you drive 3 miles for another errand. Then later you go out again. Individually, the trips look small. Together, they can create a lot of waste. Every cold start puts the engine into a less efficient operating phase. The oil is colder, internal friction is higher. The engine and emission systems are not yet fully warmed. Fuel use during warm-up can be higher than during normal operating temperature. Then, just as the engine reaches a more efficient state, you shut it off. Later, the process starts again. That's why 3 separate short trips can use more fuel than one well-planned route, covering similar total distance. You reduce repeated cold starts and warm-up cycles. And with better route planning, you may reduce total miles too. Need groceries, a pharmacy pickup, and something from the hardware store? When practical, combine them. 1 start, 1 warm-up, 1 continuous trip. Potentially fewer miles. This won't work for every schedule. But before grabbing the keys, ask one question. Is there anything else I can do on this trip? That can reduce miles, cold starts, and time behind the wheel. Number 3. Failing to preserve momentum. Most drivers focus on the accelerator. Efficient drivers also focus on what's happening far ahead. Your vehicle has mass. Once you use fuel to accelerate that mass, the vehicle has kinetic energy, momentum. Every time you brake unnecessarily, you throw away part of that energy. In a gasoline or diesel vehicle, the brakes convert much of it into heat. You paid for that heat at the gas pump. This is why anticipating traffic matters. You see brake lights ahead. Instead of staying on the throttle until the last second, you ease off earlier. Traffic begins moving again before you completely stop. Now you may preserve some momentum instead of accelerating from zero again. At highway exits, lift earlier when appropriate. In stop-and-go traffic, leave enough following distance to avoid constant throttle-brake-throttle cycles. That doesn't mean rolling through stop signs. It doesn't mean unsafe coasting. It means avoiding unnecessary energy changes. Accelerating from 0 to 40 miles per hour requires energy. Braking back to 0 removes it. Doing that repeatedly is expensive. Smooth driving often beats aggressive driving even when both drivers arrive at nearly the same time. You're not trying to drive slowly. You're trying to avoid paying for the same speed over and over again. And now we get to something potentially bigger than MPG. Number 2. Stop paying for unnecessary miles. Drivers obsess over miles per gallon, and MPG matters. But total fuel spending also depends on how many miles you drive. That sounds obvious. But people ignore it constantly. They drive several miles out of the way to buy cheaper gas. They make 3 separate errands that could have been 1. They drive home, then remember something and leave again. You're paying for every unnecessary mile. Imagine your vehicle gets 25 miles per gallon. Improving driving technique helps, but eliminating an unnecessary 20-mile round trip means you never had to fuel those miles at all. That's a different kind of savings. The cheapest gallon is the gallon you never need to burn. This is also why driving far out of your way to save a few cents per gallon can be false economy. If you save 5 cents per gallon and buy 15 gallons, that's 75 cents. If the detour costs fuel and time, the savings may disappear. The solution isn't obsession, it's planning. Combine errands, use logical routes, check traffic before leaving. Avoid unnecessary backtracking. Think about where you need to go before you start moving. And now we get to number 1. The method that combines everything into one system. Number 1. The drive less, drive smoother method. Here's the truth behind the title. There is no magic device that cuts every driver's fuel bill in half. The most powerful method is to attack both sides of the equation. Burn less fuel on every mile you need to drive. And stop paying for miles you never needed to drive. That's the drive less, drive smoother method. Step 1. Reduce unnecessary miles. Before leaving, ask whether the trip can be combined with another errand. Plan a logical route. Avoid large detours just to chase slightly cheaper fuel. Step 2. Reduce unnecessary cold start trips. When practical, group short errands together. One warm engine is generally more efficient than repeating cold start cycles all day. Step 3. Preserve momentum. Accelerate moderately. Look farther ahead. Lift early when traffic is slowing. Avoid unnecessary braking and repeated speed changes. Drive smoothly, not dangerously slowly. Step 4. Manage highway speed. Aerodynamic drag increases as speed rises. There's no universal perfect speed, but unnecessarily high cruising speeds often increase fuel use. Follow posted limits, drive safely, and remember that pushing more air out of the way requires more energy. Step 5. Track the result. This is the part most drivers skip. Use your trip computer as a guide, or calculate miles per gallon yourself. Miles driven divided by gallons used equals MPG. But don't judge everything from one short trip. Track several tanks. Record miles driven, gallons purchased, average miles per gallon, total fuel spending. Now fuel saving becomes measurable. You stop guessing. If you apply even a few of these habits, you may notice something important. The fuel gauge moves more slowly, and you visit the gas station less often. How much you save depends on your vehicle, commute, traffic, weather, and current habits. But now you know where to look. Plan better. Combine trips. Maintain the vehicle. Preserve momentum. Control unnecessary speed. Track actual miles per gallon. And stop paying for miles that never needed to happen. So which habit do you think is costing you the most money right now? Aggressive driving? Short trips? Highway speed? Or poor trip planning? Tell me in the comments. If this video helped you understand where your fuel money is actually going, hit like. And if you want practical mechanic advice that can help your car last longer and cost less to own, subscribe.